Hi, there, everyone. It is Monday night. Welcome back to Broadcast. I'm Billy Kirkwood. I hope you are bloody amazing wherever you are. We are back Monday nights, 8 o'clock, bigger, badder, fatter than ever before. Holy shit, I'm a fat as fuck. I hope you're very well. Say hello if you are watching, wherever you are tonight in the comments. Want to check out everyone from the Braw Beard verse. If that's a thing, I've made it up. JJ will have it in a t-shirt a week. Here's what's going to happen. We have got ourselves an amazing guest. We're going to have some chats, but don't forget, you can get your questions in, any comments, any shout-outs, anything at all. Just hit us up in the comments below this video. And before we kick off, where are you watching from tonight? We would love to hear from you. A couple of people are already tuning in. We've got Mike Evans, Colin Fury, Ian as well. Evening, Ian. We're going to say hi to the wonderful Drew Johnson in just a second. It's going to be a busy one tonight. So let us know whatever you're watching. And don't forget, everyone, to check out what is going on at brawbeards.com. You can check out all the products that are coming out for the summer. And if you want to be like man and make all your Christmas shopping done for Christmas already, if you're that type of woman, shut up, Sandra. You can get all your presents bought right now. Why not? All right, a couple other people watching. Finn Turner, evening from the Scottish Borders. Dave Easton as well. Right, we got ourselves a nice group of folk. So I tell you what, shall we kick that bad boy into touch? Do you fancy it? All right. A couple more people. Scott Capero, would love to gin you. Good evening, Scott. I was not ready for that at all. Whatever you're watching. Right. First of all, who is our special guest tonight? Well, many of you will have met him, particularly here in Scotland at the Braw Beard and Moustache Championships. He's the Liverbeards and Moustache Club president. Hopefully still there. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Drew Johnson. There we go. How are you, man? You good? Oh, I cannot hear you. Let me fix it. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it just came up right in the middle. Your mic is muted. I was like, it's not me. No. I'm not my mother.
Oh, God. How many Zoom calls? I think it's good that technology has kind of come along during lockdown. I think it's good, but the number of Zoom chats I've been on with old relatives is doing I taught my dad, a man in his 70s, to use Zoom, and that, I'll level with you, is a hard time.
If you met me mother, you realise why I've never even tried. To be honest, pretty much everyone at the 2016 Beard and Moustache Championships met me mother. She stood there. She stood there as the contestants came out, as they got official photos and stuff. My mother then had to take a photo with every single one. But yeah, she's not technology savvy whatsoever.
Oh, she didn't have like one of the old cameras, the one you wind on, did she?
Pretty much. It's like, I think it was kind of one of the ones that you need to look down in.
Oh, God. Yeah, there's a body with a flash. You've got to be there for an hour. Come on.
It's like you've got to stand still for about 45 minutes. It's all right.
God, dick pics must have been hell in the 1800s. That's all I've got to say. There for an hour. Come on. Right, Drew. You're on the Wirral tonight. That's right.
Yeah,
that's where you are. Is this your abode that you're in tonight?
This is my abode, the green room.
All right, well, I like it. As things are opening up, mate, how has lockdown been for you? We always like to start off with this question in this generation of broadcast. How's lockdown been for you, man?
Absolutely boss. I'm going to be one of them horrible people who are like, it's been the best time ever. There's been a lot going on. So we bought my daughter was born in October. So literally she's just wiped out all the time up to now and stuff. We moved house in December. So literally every single wall of this place has been painted, every single season, every single bloody plant's been dug out and then whatever in the garden and stuff. And just every day is absolutely rammed. So I've had a blast.
Well, mate, I've moved house and I've also had a baby. I haven't done any of the practical stuff you've described. Say the painting and digging out plants. I've done fucking none of that. So I tell you what. Well, let's get in about it, shall we? Actually, we've got a couple of shout outs to do very quickly. Let's see a couple of people saying hello. We've got one a comment. I'm not my mother. We'll come back to haunt our Drew.
We probably will too. Yeah. To be honest, yeah.
We've got our own in jokes. And we're just
like next week, Jay will just go, your mother would say that. Your mother would say that.
No.
She's probably even sneakily watching this, knowing my mother. I blocked her on Facebook That's like
Oh,
that's
she could
how
what?
bad my mother is. And then she's probably still stalking me on this and watching here now. I'll get like the worst WhatsApp message later off her.
Oh god, my dad's a nightmare. It's like he's still looking for page 888 on CFAX. He's still trying to play Bamboozle. Remember Bamboozle? He's still trying to play Bamboozle. Don't have the heart to tell him you don't get it anymore. Don't have the heart to tell him. Right, let's get about this, man. Where did you grow up, Drew? Was it down in Liverpool way or was it elsewhere?
It was the Wirral. Yeah.
Cool,
My parents are both from the northeast, so I spent a lot of time there when I was a kid and stuff. So my accent's all over the place.
Right.
My mum's from South Shields, my dad's from North Shields. So, and then I was born down here on the Wirral. So all my life been down here. Then away for uni and stuff like that. Like, so here and there.
Where did you go to uni?
I went to Sheffield and then I went to Newcastle to do my teaching degree.
Very nice, very nice. And what was it you qualified in, mate, if you don't mind me asking?
Human geography.
Human geography.
And then I'm a trained geography teacher.
Oh, what?
Don't ask me no shit. Don't ask me anything. And I haven't got elbow pads on me jacket or anything like that. Like,
oh no, I wasn't going to say that, but look, I would love to see the looks on kids' faces when they're expecting some stuffy wee old man, and then you walk in a club. That's gonna turn some heads.
It's been a long phasing. As soon as I had a beard and like. Right. So then I had to wait like 4 years for all the kids in school to understand that I had a beard and I wasn't Jesus or Osama bin Laden or any of these other names. I'd just get thrown at me in the corridor. And then as soon as that was over, because you new kids into our school, year 7, they're not asked. But then it's the older ones. And then as soon as they went and that year 7 went up to 11, that was it. It's fine. Totally fine.
Mate, I've got a buddy of mine who's a stand-up at night, but during the day he's a school teacher, and he could be watching actually. And he had a long white beard and long white hair, so he had Santa Claus every single day. Santa, and he went, "They're gonna get tired of it." I still remember him saying, "They're gonna get tired of it," and it's like, motherfucker, have you never been a kid? But they'll get tired of that. So congratulations on managing to win that out. So what was it like growing up in the world? What was the type of thing that interested you when you were growing up?
Films and stuff. I was always into me films and that. And
nice.
And computer games, pretty much. That was probably my childhood there. Films and computer games. Nintendo. That was pretty much it. I think it took me to get into my 20s to actually have any real hobbies.
Oh, right. Okay. So you left that behind. What did you start getting into? Because that's the weird thing. People don't get it. Like, even in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, you're still kind of trying to find who you are as a person. So what things did you start to get into? Because obviously there's been a shift from just being, a little guy growing up in the world, just into games and films. Clearly there was a kind of shift and you started to adopt or more embrace a more alternative lifestyle. Where did that all sort of come about?
It came through with probably friends and through music, pretty much just music and that. And then I started I was never any good, but I'd BMX when I was at uni, when I was in Sheffield and stuff. And there was a big alternative sort of scene there with the alternative venues and the clubs and stuff like that you go through, corporation and stuff like that. So then it was probably music that made a big shift for me. And my wife, we got together quite young. We were together when we were 19, and into the same music kind of thing, went to the same gigs, into the same stuff. So that was kind of the alternative sort of look and lifestyle and stuff, outlook and stuff. That's where that probably stemmed from just friends and music, really. Yeah. Right.
So obviously we'll dive straight into it. And just before we get going, if anyone does have any questions for Scott or any Scott, what am I doing? There's a Scott right here. I've got one guy on the brain. If anyone has a question or a shout out for Drew, just pop it in the comments just now. We'll get to as many as we can. I can see a whole bunch have come in. We will get to them during the course of it. So make sure to pop them in right there. Or even if it's just a shout out to say hello, we appreciate that broadcast. Right. So where did it sort of come from in terms of getting into, I hate using the phrase competitive bearding because that's somebody used the other day and I'm not a fan of that term. Where did it sort of get into your involvement with the Liverbeards or the formation of Liverbeards? Where did that all sort of come about?
Right. I'll give you the long-winded version. I had a shave in the Easter of 2012.
Right.
So I'll take you back. So
back in the olden days when we had gigs and everything was in black and white and everything was on horse.
Yeah. And I only know because we went away in the Easter and we went to America, we went to New York, and I have this photos of me pretty cleanly shaved. And it used to be I would shave once I had a haircut. So I got a haircut and a shave in the Easter of 2012. So then going along, I was always riding motorbikes. I've done since I was 19.
Okay.
So as my beard got longer, I would wear buffs on me motorbike. You know, like the new Braw one, the neck tube.
Yeah.
So my beard would tuck up and would stay up, so it didn't look very long. And then it took to the summer holidays for me to just go, right, I'm just going to have to embrace this and have my beard down. It wasn't as long as this, not that you can see my lighting's crapping here, but, you know, it was longer. So after summer, went back into school. No one had seen me for 6 weeks. And everyone was like, whoa, but where's that come from? What the hell's going on there? What's going on? So the next week, my line manager for school was in a meeting with the head teacher. And at the end of the meeting, the head teacher just looked around and kind of went, so can I just ask who's going to talk to Drew about this?
What?
So my line manager came out and was like, Drew, like, you need to do something to say why you've got a beard and why you should keep it and why it's ridiculous that you're even asking about it. So went home and I was like, well, what the hell do you do with this? I was like, well, I can't change my religion overnight, really, can I? Or can't I?
Well, there are some websites where you can probably. Is that a can of iron brew you're drinking?
Yeah, it's an iron brew.
Oh, mate,
come
on. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So I went home and I joined the British Beard Club. And it gave me like a certificate. So I took it in the next day and went, here, like, take that to the boss and say that's why. So then heard nothing else. So that was fine. So at the time, the British Beard Club was like sort of a group, and it had a newsletter, it had emails and stuff, and it had sort of a couple of groups that would meet down south and stuff, but nothing was going on in that. Like, and I've always been a pretty sociable person, and I was fine. I find that if you're not into footy, which I'm not, if you're not going to the same pub regularly, which I don't, it's quite hard to meet new people, make friends, you know, especially for blokes. Like, unless it's the fellas of your girlfriend's friends.
Yeah, and that's never good.
And like, they're the only people that you ever meet who are any different and stuff. So I thought, well, blokes, let's try and set up something in the north that just for a laugh, and we'll see how it goes, kind of a thing. So it was December of 2012. Set it up, Facebook page, tried to see what was going on, managed to talk to a couple of other people and see if they wanted to get involved and stuff. And then literally for like probably like the first 8 months, 6 to 8 months, it was me and maybe 1 or 2 other fellas meeting once a month in the pub.
All right.
And then and then it just got legs, and then just started, you know, snowballing with it. So
all right. Before we get into that, I've just got to say that is absolutely genius that you turned up at your work with a certificate for your facial. I've heard of people coming in with sick notes from their mum and all type of things, but you literally turned up with a. I hope you find this beard has been authorized legally. That is, do you know, there's going to be so many people trying that now. I honestly don't think I've ever heard of that. That is absolutely genius. That's absolutely genius.
Make it. You don't have to do the way I did it. Just make it for free. Just go on your laptop.
Hey,
I don't know why I didn't do that. It cost me like 20 quid or something at the time. Where I was like, well, 20 quid's better than having to spend £20 on bloody shavers.
your conscience is clear. Your conscience is clear. I bet it had a gold seal and everything on it, man. It's just sorted. That any head teacher confronted with that is just gonna fucking. I can't. This is an HR nightmare.
Yeah, I think he was just like, "What? He's actually part of a club for that." I'm not even asking. Like, I'm not even interested.
On next week, when the schools go back in Scotland, I can guarantee there's going to be at least one teacher's going to go, yeah, I'm a member of the Prince Albert Society, and I do have a certificate, and I'm allowed to have these piercings. Thank you very much. Basically, right, so, there's a couple of guys in the pub. It's good. It's good fun. Like you say, it's all about socialising, having fun, kind of celebrating thing. So where do we go from there?
So from there, we changed a couple of venues, ended up finding somewhere we really liked. And then that kind of snowballed. We'd get sort of, we were probably between 15 and maybe 25 people monthly meeting. Wow. We pride ourselves on being a group that meets. Like we've got the messenger group, and we've got like the Facebook and everything there and stuff like that. But we monthly meet. And it's always been the same. Even through this, we've done Zoom calls every first Thursday of the month.
Oh, brilliant! That'll make a big difference, particularly during these times.
Yeah, definitely. There's a few of the guys that are going to meet actually in face to face this Thursday, and then there's a few more of us going to go over on Zoom and stuff like so. Well, government allowing, like, I suppose. But
fingers crossed.
So from there. Monthly meets were going on.
Can I ask a question quick? Like you said, the numbers took quite a jump there from being just a few of yous to 15, which is no small number for a club, certainly not in this day and age. How did people find out about you? Well, because at that point you said it was really a small thing. How did people start finding out about you guys?
I think it was just through word of mouth. It was from I don't know, to be honest. If any of our lot are watching, tell us how you found out. Like, I don't know how other people actually found it. Tyra, who's one of the other fellas, Ian, who crops up on your messages and stuff. Like, he's one of my mates, so he found out through me. Right. I think it was a lot of the time it was people heard through word of mouth. I mean, the Instagram, the Facebook, and the Twitter and stuff, I've absolutely hammered early days.
He's saying beard cards? Beard cards?
We had like
is this the top trumps?
No, that'd be good though. They were just business cards that had, who we were, where we met, you've got the Braw Beards, come to this kind of a thing. Sometimes we just met people in the pub and we'd say, oh, come along, you stay in, come and have a go. Instagram stuff, and they are Jay. And there we go. Instagram. And other people I think it was just word of mouth and stuff early days. I think the Facebook and stuff's always taken like peaks and troughs and stuff. Like early days for us was like peak beard. Everyone talks about this peak beard situation that was on a few years back. So that did us all right. We went in the paper and stuff like that. Like, cause we were always trying to raise money for charity and stuff. So it was like we had a spread in the Liverpool Echo one Saturday, just this massive picture of like all of us and all our beards around it and stuff. And at the time, we had a brilliant. Well, still, it's a different sort of group. It's a very close knit group with absolutely amazing group of lads. Back then, it was sort of different. There was a few people who are still there now, but it's always been such a mad mix of different people from all walks of life and stuff like that, which has always been dead interesting. Loads to talk about, stuff like that. So from there, where did we go from there? So from there, we probably went on to doing the British Beard and Moustache Championships.
Yeah. Well, Well, we could certainly come on to that for a second, because a lot of people aren't aware of these hangouts. Even now, like you say, with you guys getting profile and I don't know, Instagram and Facebook being what it is, and the world kind of opening up a little bit online so people can discover these sort of alternative places, alternative things to meet up. In those early days, what was it you guys did? Was it really like, this is just a social thing, or are you going into, because I know some clubs and some societies that, you know, it's almost like Weight Watchers, you know, people are sitting and they go, right, let's look at everyone's beards and discuss them individually. Was that what you guys were about, or was it just keeping it a little more casual and having a bit more fun?
We've always tried to make it fun, welcoming, and with also raising money for charity. There's been our main aims.
Yeah.
We've always been massively open to whoever wants to come. We've always said that beards aren't mandatory. They're not the door charge. You know, you can come along as long as you're fine, as long as you're cool. Come along, have a chat, do whatever. You know, and we've had regular girls come in and you know, who aren't affiliated with anybody, who don't know anybody in the club and stuff like that. I've just turned up to just come and socialize and stuff. We've got people without beards, obviously, that just come along and just out and stuff like that. So we've always wanted just to be a fun, sociable group who raise money for charity in the end. We have had people in the past come along and think we're like a drinking club, and we're like, we're not. We've always, you know, we're keen to sort of stamp that out early on and just say, no, come along, have a sociable drink and stuff like that. But, you know, we're not boozers or anything like that. We're not like...
it's not like a hardcore biker gang from back in the day that says about positivity and making connections and just having some fun, and like you say, raising money for a great cause. Yeah,
that's it.
So where did the idea to raise money for charity come about? Because I've you know, seen the work you guys have done. Where did that idea come from? Because on its own, it's quite unique, tying it in without being tied into, like, you know, an immediate charity or something. You guys sought to raise money. Where did that idea come about, and why did it come about?
It gave us an aim as a club. So I didn't. There's clubs around the world that I know of who sell merchandise and stuff, and then you don't know where the money's going and stuff like that. If you see what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And so I wanted to make sure that we were always not for profit. I didn't want the money. Well, I mean, it would be lovely, like, but I wanted to make sure that everyone was happy with where the money was going and what they were paying into. And we've never charged for anybody coming to the club meets or anything like that. You know, whatever you do put in is up to you. It's not mandatory in any way. You know, you don't have to have one of our T-shirts. You don't have to have a patch. You don't have to have a pin badge or anything like that. It's just well, come and talk to us, say hi, and then have a good time, kind of a thing. And so originally we were raising money for the RNLI because the New Brighton Lifeboat Station's not that far from here. And they look after the Mersey. So we were keen to kind of look after them. But then it was kind of like just a drop in the ocean, the amount of money. Sam, nice one. It was kind of a drop in the ocean. How much? Well, a drop in the ocean for the RNLI. The amount of money that we were actually raising just was going nowhere for how much they needed and stuff. So we kind of thought, is there anyone else who not would appreciate the money more, but it would make a bigger difference for them? Right. So we changed over, and for quite a while now, we've been supporting a charity called Pajama Party. It's run by two amazing girls, Ash and Karen, and what they do is every Christmas people donate pajamas to them, and then the pajamas get distributed to any child who is displaced.
Oh wow.
Christmas. There's an old Liverpool tradition of kids get given brand new pajamas for Christmas Eve. Yeah, I guess they have it in quite a few places. Like,
I think we have it in Scotland. It's something like my wife knew about, but I didn't.
Yeah,
but it's something like her family did. So I think you're right. It's kind of regional, but I've certainly heard of it down your neck of the woods.
It's like a proper ingrained Scouse tradition. So then the idea was that no matter what the circumstance the child finds them in, they're still going to get the new PJs for Santa coming. You know, they're not forgotten about. So it's displaced kids, it's asylum seekers, it's anybody who may be in care or, you know, or in hospital poorly or anything. So we were supporting Pajama Party. I mean, one year we went into Primark with £1,000 and we were just filling, we had our club t-shirts on and stuff, and we were just filling a trolley full.
Oh my God, you could have bought the whole shop for £1,000.
Well, it flipped the other way. The amount of people who came over and were like, "Excuse me, love, have you got this in that size? Or have you got this in that size?" We're like, no. We're a beard club. And then
they only employ guys with beards in this Primark. What's going on? That is, I would like to speak to the manager. That is, oh, that's amazing. So you went and you bought £1,000 worth of stuff, which is a lot of gear.
Yeah. So then we delivered it to the girls, and they distribute it. So then, actually, what happened? Alder Hey Children's Hospital, which is a massive children's hospital in Liverpool. They do lots of outreach stuff. You know, lots of kids from all over the place will go there and stuff. They do a Christmas thing with Matalan every year. Yeah. And a couple of years back, they started doing pajamas. So we were like, amazing, double whammy. We'll buy the pajamas from Alder Hey. They get the kickback, they get the money for it, and then the kids all get the pajamas at Christmas.
Yeah, that's 2 for 1. That's amazing.
Exactly. So we're managing to now. That's what we've done every year. So we've gone through to Alder Hey. We buy all the pajamas directly from them. The guys there, Adam, who's in charge of some of the charity side of the hospital, he's brilliant. He's invited us to different events that they've had on there. We went to the Christmas Switch On lights last year, which was amazing. And, you know, we're really proud to support that. Jay, who has sent a message over and stuff, his son Odin spent some time in Alder Hey when he was first born. So we're really proud to support them as well as Pajama Party. And it's just really nice charities and stuff like.
That's amazing. And as work started on for this year, because even though we know the world maybe has slowed down a little bit, that charity, that cause is still going to be ongoing. So you're building towards that now?
Well, we're trying. Yeah, we're trying. Well, no. So this year, our competition had to be rescheduled and then cancelled. So we're gutted about that, and that would be one of the biggest money bringers. I don't want to say spinners or makers. Like that doesn't sound right. Yeah. That would bring in the most money. Yeah. Me like Scrooge McDuck counting me. And he's like,
oh my God, when are we all getting money banks so we can swim in? That's what I want to know. When are we all getting money banks? That unfortunately we postponed to September, I think it was, and then we just couldn't see it going ahead. And so we had to cancel. So the next one will be March, hopefully. So we're nowhere near what we would be on a normal year for money wise and donations and stuff. But hopefully we'll have something. We've still been doing every month we have like a raffle whilst we're doing our Zoom calls and stuff where we all stick a bit of money in. We've got some beard products there to give away and stuff. So there is a bit there, so we're gonna have to see what's going on. Well, I'm sure. Well, look, if there's anything we can do or I can do up in this end of the woods, give us a neck and up. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we can get some comedians together. Maybe I don't know. Maybe do something. We'll give away a comedian. That's what we'll do. We'll give away a comedian as a raffle prize. Just feed them beer. They'll be fine. Right. We've had a one question in here. It's an odd question, but it never occurred to me that if you are watching from somewhere else on the planet, you might ask this question. This is from Jason Murray, who is watching it's even from Canada. Hiya, Jason. And he's got this question. Why are they called the Liverbeards? Now, I think I know the answer, but I guess if you are watching from Canada, you might not get the reference. Why are they called the Liverbeards, Drew?
Why are we, Billy?
Well, I know for a fact that there's the Liverbeards, right? Yeah. And I assumed it was just a play on that because you guys have got beards. Because I also knew a female wrestling tag team called the Liverbeards as well. I work on the Liverpool lad, so I assumed that's what it was. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're bang on.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
Cool.
people sometimes don't realize it is Liverbeard. It'll be I can't say it myself now. Like it's Liverbeard, not Liverbeards. So it's not. Yeah, that would be. Imagine a T-shirt with like a liver and like it's just a beard.
Yeah. Do you know, it's just occurred to me, he's probably read that. Sorry, Jason, you're probably reading that from Canada as Liverbeards. That never even occurred to me. So, that's the answer to that, Jason.
But that just brings up disgusting imagery and just like, and it's not very good that we actually meet in a bar, in a pub, either if we're called Liverbeards. Like,
Liverbeards.
So the Liverbeards are the two mythical creatures that stand on top of the Liver building that's at the Liverpool Pier Head. So the story is if they ever fly away, the city's going to crumble and just into dust. There's one that looks into the city, and there's one that looks out into the river. It's all about one looking after the sailors and stuff like that, the dockers and things like that, and the other one looking after their families and stuff. Yes. And the Liverbeards was also, I want to say, like a 70s sitcom.
I think it was 70s. I think this sounds. I remember my mum watched it, right, and I'm pretty confident it had like a reboot in the 90s. I think. Probably. I think something like that. Although, as we said, Ian's got a good point. A liver with a beard T-shirt. I got to admit, man, if done in the right way, that is a pretty fucking cool T-shirt.
I think if there's any illustrators out there like who wants a job on Photoshop for a slow Monday night.
Come on, guys. Listen, we sell them, the money goes to charity. Look at it that way. They sell them, the money goes to charity. Yeah. I'm sure we can work something out. Right, here's one for you then. We're going to talk about your involvement with Braw Beard, the Moustache Championships. Now, I think I'll be right in thinking you were there from 2016. Would that be right?
When was the first one?
I think so. Let me think. I always get the years confused because I have a problem counting this year, if that makes any sense. That would be 2006. Oh God, somebody will know this. Somebody was screaming us in the comments. Yeah, would it be 2014? Maybe. Am I getting my years mixed up? Probably am. All over the place just now. But you guys got involved. How did that come about? Was that a trip up to Scotland? I know that JJ had made trips down to Liverpool as well. Yeah. So how did that come about?
I hopefully JJ's watching and he'll correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know whether I met early days for us. So when we'd move venues, we were doing well. We had sort of 15 to 25 people sort of coming. Our presence sort of in the beard and sort of community and stuff was going really good. I was getting a lot of emails and stuff like that, and a lot of messages and stuff like that. Oh yeah, 2016. A lot of emails and stuff like that about how to other people go and set up their own clubs. People were asking me for advice and stuff, which was really amazing, really flattering. And so the first people that got in touch was the first person was Davey Easton. So me and Davey have known each other since 2013, 2014 maybe. So we were chatting backwards and forwards about how we went about setting it all up and how we did it all and stuff, Davey. And then I came up to the Glasgow Beard and Moustache Club's first meeting. So me and a couple of the other fellas came. I think Tyra was there. It was Tyra there. And it was the three of us because it was me, a guy called Ian, and another Ian, and Tyra, Ian Tyra. So and we kind of went to their first meet. I think I met JJ there. I think. But he'll have to tell me whether that's right or wrong.
Well, we're already getting corrected by everyone. It was definitely 2017.
So Tyra's totally wrong.
Yeah, so we're all, in all fairness to him, almost straight away he went, or was it 17? God, what's wrong with it all? I didn't know that until until the question came up. I didn't know that. So you guys met JJ then.
We were 16, weren't we? Yeah, so we were Yeah. So sorry. So I think me and JJ met there, and we probably started talking then. So that would have been back in about, I think, 2014. And then sort of that night we felt as if we drank Glasgow under the table. The three of us, we were the last ones standing out of the Glasgow boys. We put them to shame. John Cuthbert put them to shame.
Oh, that is a bold claim. That is bold. But then again, a Scouser and a Glaswegian, you know something, that is a recipe for fucking disaster right there. If ever there was one.
It was such a good night. And like, I was absolutely hanging the next day. There was three of us. We stayed in the E-Tap that's down by the casino, down by the river.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The one that they just hold down after you've slept in it, like.
Yeah, it's like they hose it down. Yeah.
And then we went to the Burger King in the morning, and literally I was just like that, gaunt as nothing. Like, whilst the other two were just stuffing their face with like burgers and stuff. And they didn't make it home that day. So fast forward to 2016, and we were doing we were sorting out. We'd got the tender for the British Beard and Moustache Championships. Yep. So the previous one had been in Bath. Great event, massive, really good. And then the one before it was the first one that was in Brighton. That was 2012. Which was actually also the world. I'm pretty sure that was the World Beard and Moustache Championships. And that's the last time it had been in England, in the UK. Sorting out the 2016 Beard and Moustache Championships. I wanted it to be more of a weekend of events sort of a thing. I wanted to make sure that we were maximizing how much money we were bringing in for charity. And so I decided we'd do a pre-party on the Friday night. And that's where JJ came in, and he did that was Braw with the sponsors for that night. And that was kind of the way we did it and the way we had it and stuff. We had like a fun contest on, when the serious stuff was on the Saturday, so we had the fun stuff on the Friday, and we just had a massive laugh with it. It was absolutely brilliant. The place was rammed. It was in a great little venue that's down in the cellar of one of the bigger clubs in Liverpool, and it was
Crazy House, is it?
No, it wasn't the Crazy House. We've done bits and pieces in the Crazy House, but no, it was. Do you know Heebie-Jeebies?
I do. Yeah, I do.
He's there. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool.
And that's where this background photo of me that everyone will be like, oh, I'll listen to that. He looks dead interesting, and they've already like cancelled and gone and done some more other Monday stuff because I'm boring as hell. In there. Sorry, is that not? They are. Yeah. So that's taken in that place. I think that might have been that. No, it wasn't that night. That's one of the boss champs after. But
I was about to say that's a very well lit picture. That's a movie cover if ever I saw that. That's a DVD cover.
Yeah. I don't know whether that was Jay that took that. Tell us.
Do you know? It wouldn't surprise me. It looks like, I don't know. I'm not an aficionado of photos, but it looks like his kind of style. So, could be.
Yeah. So then the 2016 Beard and Moustache Championships was just mental. By far the biggest thing I've ever attempted in my life. It did eat up time. We think it was around 500 people. It was in the most iconic building in Liverpool, in St. George's Hall. Beautiful, massive building. We had all different vendors there, and JJ and Elaine were there, and they had the cornhole. They were playing the cornhole at the back,
right.
And it was just amazing. I've never been so tired in all my life like that night. And then from that, we just decided that we had to do our own competition and stuff. But JJ we just got talking about doing something in Scotland because because there hadn't been any competitions or anything at the time.
No.
I think there was probably like a couple of little ones that they'd done in like maybe a beer festival here, or but nothing serious, nothing big, nothing being its own event.
No events, no real events.
Yeah. So me and JJ just got talking about it and stuff, and we were up for it from the get go, sort of a thing, because we've always had a really good relationship with JJ and Elaine, and we were just keen to keep going, really. So the Braw Champs just came about from sort of all that stuff, I would guess.
Yeah.
And we've always seen our competition, the Boss Champs, we call it. So it's like the sort of the brother event.
Yeah.
So you got the Braw Champs and the Boss Champs.
I think that's a fair comparison, because the two events have been they're spoke about in the same way, with a lot of warmth and affection. Do you know what I mean? There's a real sort of crossover between them, which brings me to the Braw Beard Championships. Now, you have a role as well at the championships every year as being one of the judges. Now, I've got so many questions about it. I know we're not going to get all the time to get them in, so I'm going to start off with some of the basics. We'll start off with, there's so many different categories, and because of the different styles of beard and even just human being, what because it's, I think one of the things that you don't learn about until you're sort of even slightly ingrained about it is there's a real sort of a craft and a look going from the beard. I mean, it would be a little weird if, like, I don't know, almost just the beard and nothing else went together. There's a real sort of craft of everything come together. What are you looking for? What's some of the base things that you are looking for without going into length and well, there isn't a fluffy does. Do you know the other day I said that like the fluffy category? I mean, fucking natural. I still don't know where fluffy came from.
Rename that though. I like that.
I don't think we can call it a fluffy category. I do not want to be on stage next year and go, and now could the fluffy under 6 inch make its way to the side of the stage? There's all these grumpy looking guys going, fucking Scottish arsehole. I don't want to be that. But what's some of the base things you're looking for? Because there's quite a volume. I know JJ and Elaine have got it set up in a brilliant way in terms of people are coming on, they do the wee gallery thing, and then you guys get a little bit of time, but it's still not a lot of the time. So you've got to, I imagine you've got to do a lot of preparation in terms of what you're looking for in these categories. What is it you go for? What is it you look for?
Each category, each separate category has got sort of 3 key indicators that we look for.
Right.
And each one's then marked out of 10. So that's in a nutshell, that's how it goes. So each category has different sort of parameters and 3 different sort of things that you look for. So it could be like bushiness, or it could be like shape, or it could be, it all depends whether it's a fluffy category or a
That's going to come back and bite me in the arse. I know it is. I know that's going to come back and bite me in the arse.
It all depends on the specific category, really. It's, say, like freestyle. Freestyle would be, I can't even remember all the ones that are in there. It'd be like, freestyle's the only one that has anything to do with if you're in sort of dressed in any way that reflects the beard and stuff.
Right, so there's a kind of theatre to it, a kind of showmanship.
Yeah. So it would be like sort of, freestyle would be something like, I can't even think. Like, it could be wow factor will be one. One will be the overall look. So that's like what you're wearing and stuff like that. And then the other one will be something like
so like some are quite fun, and then some are quite technical.
Yeah.
So
it's sometimes quite difficult because you want to. You always need enough people in one category to be able to have a real competition. But then within that one category, you might think, oh, we could have split that into 2 and had 2 really interesting, like, sort of competitions on our hand there. When we did the 2016 the Beard and Moustache Championships, we had one fella in Whaler, Amish whaler. So he still came up, he still paraded, he still had fun. One fella, we got first, obviously. Like,
I was about to say that would be pretty shouted. Oh, you've come third.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
So, but then other stuff, it's some of it. So for ginger, for instance, that's colour. That's
Like Camacho can of iron brew, I believe, as someone's pointed.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Not this extra though. You haven't got much orange on that. It's got to be fat. So that one's colour, that one's shape, that one's it's probably something like thickness or bushiness, something like that. So each category is different. Each category has its own sort of pointers and stuff that we look out for, and it's just a matter of sort of, that's why hence we have the walkthrough and stuff, because the parade at the start, because we want to make sure that we're not if the first person comes up and you're like, best ginger beer I've ever seen, I'm going to give 10s overall, and then sometimes they only get better.
Yeah,
like, oh, I can't now go down because of. So we need to have that parade at the start to then review everyone a little bit and kind of go, oh, set your benchmark and stuff, and then go from there, kind of a thing. The Braw, the categories and stuff are very. It's that's kind of where the Braw and Boss differ a little, because Braw is the competition in Scotland. I'll put that out there. It is. We want it to reflect sort of the British Beard and Moustache Championships, how they judge. We want it to reflect the World Beard and Moustache Championships, how they work and what they're looking for and stuff. Whereas Boss, because it's our competition, because it's smaller, because it's only, we do get people traveling and stuff, but it's all people we know and things like that. We just throw it out the window and just do whatever, really. It's just nuts for an evening. What were some of the categories we had last time? We've done squirty cream beard. That was mad.
Is that a beard made out of squirty cream?
The place stank after. You have no idea how bad it smelled in there. Like we had to put like plastic sheeting down to make sure that we weren't just destroying the venue. That wasn't great. The most stuff you can get in a beard, that was one. Martin, one of the Liverbeards, he managed to get a plastic peregrine falcon, like Kez. Yeah, like hanging from his beard.
Bloody hell!
Where it came from. It came from the office upstairs somewhere, or.
I can practically hear JJ and Elaine going, "Don't get any fucking ideas after that fluffy comment, dickhead." Like, I'm going, can we actually get a pigeon in a beard? If you get a pigeon in a beard, what do you win? Right, we gotta ask about this. Like the competition, of course, the Braw Beard thing, the brotherhood. It's all about body positivity. It's all about positive attitudes, and it's about having a lot of fun. And I know that that's really a big proponent of the Liverbeards as well. You've said that obviously with the meetups and what have you. Now we gotta ask. As very much a part of the brotherhood as well. What are some of the Braw Beard products you like using? Because a couple of people are asking. Going to be asked, do you have any particular favourites of your own, sir?
Oh, well, it's lucky you asked that, because I have here the Liverbeard special.
Well, look at that.
Beard oil, ladies and gentlemen. I just happen to have it just down here next to my laptop.
Well, that's very convenient. Very convenient. It's still available, I believe.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, it is still available. I'm better check in a second, or Elaine can check for us. So this is we were speaking to JJ about it, and we were really keen to have our own oil and stuff. And we're dead proud of it. Looks boss, doesn't it? Looks really good.
It's a cool label. It's a cool label.
And portion of the money from that goes straight to Alder Hay. So JJ's already sent over some money on our behalf to Alder Hay Children's Charity. That's amazing. And this is where Arctic Explorer, which is our personal favourite. I really hope it's that's right. So if you don't mind giving a little bit of money to charity when you're getting your next beard oil. Go grab
Okay, hang on. Let's have a quick close look at that. But oh, wrong one. That's me.
Oh.
Quick close look once again. There we go. Check that bad boy out. Boom. Make sure to grab a wee bottle of that if you can. And I believe
the Snoo, the buff. I've been using it loads. So I've got one of the Braw neck
gaiters.
Yeah,
I always thought they were well, we would call them I'd call them a heat tube, but it turns out that they're neck gaiters, which makes a lot more sense. But if I don't understand a word, Drew, I'll just make up my own. It's the Scottish way. It's the Scottish way. All right, well, listen, we're gonna have to wrap things up here because people get on with the lockdown. It's been amazing to chat to you. Just quickly again, we want to get more information about the Liverbeards. If we want to get more information about that, where can people get in touch?
Get it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the usuals. Just put in @Liverbeards, I think.
Yeah, no, you do. You definitely pop up, unless of course you're looking for Liverbeards, which is a completely different thing.
That's the profitable arm of my next. My next.
Although I think now we've said this, we've trademarked it, so it's safe. So it's safe. You can grab your t-shirt. All right. Well, listen, I'll pop you into the queue room and we'll wrap this up. This has been an absolute blast. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Drew Johnson. Yes. All right. Talk to you in a sec, mate. Right. That's all we've got time for on this episode of Broadcast. We hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to check out brawbeards.com. Everything that's going on in the Brotherhood as well. You can check that out on the Facebook, live videos, and details about products and where you can get your stuff on that. And don't forget to check out the work that Liverbeards are doing. Like Drew said, they are on Facebook. They are on... Did he say Twitter? Let's say he said Twitter. They have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Right, who have we got on next week? Well, we're a bit more prepared than we normally are. Next week we've got... we see I've not got a picture. I do! Next week we've got Ali Hay. He's going to be joining us. Ninja Warrior, UK athlete, Braw Ambassador. He's going to be joining us next Monday right here on Broadcast. It's going to be incredible. We'll get some questions in. I have so many questions to ask about Ninja Warrior. It's unbelievable. Because being a Scotsman, I am everything but athletic. So I want to know how he manages it. That's all we've got time for. Look after yourself. Now, it's the favourite bit of some people's show. Do I manage to actually play the goodbye video without looking at it? Who knows? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it?